Hello and welcome back to Prosperity by Design, the podcast, and I want to welcome you into 2024. This is pretty exciting. The last couple episodes have been recordings that I did later on in 2023, and so I really want to take the time today to welcome you into 2024 and to ask you to go into things intentionally this year. There are already a couple of stories that I want to share with you that have created way more results and progress than I could have ever hoped to see. And I'm really excited to see where they continue to go, because the transformation that it took me to get to this point, it felt like so damn long, and it was really such a transformation in the making. But I'm so glad that it happened the way that I did, and I'm so grateful that it happened the way that it did, because if it didn't happen that way, then I don't know that I'd be where I am right now, and I don't know that the success that I'm about to have this year would happen. So I'm really excited to dive into that story in the next episode or two. I really want to hone in on this intentionality, because I have noticed quite a difference in my own content, in my own sales, in my own messaging, in the way that I go about my life when I take a little bit more time to be a little bit more intentional with things. And so I want to use intentionality in reference to this podcast, because most of the time last year in 2023, I would think of a topic and it would just be like a riff or a rant that I had in that particular moment or on that particular topic. And so going into 2024, I started to realize that none of what I was saying in my episodes really made sense. And it wasn't really like there was anything tangible for you as the listener to take away. And that's not like me. In 2021, I remember one of the biggest reasons why I did so well on TikTok, and one of the biggest reasons why people came to me for help with their TikTok, was because I gave them tangible strategies. I gave them tangible actions that they could take. And so I kind of lost that tangibility in 2022, 2023, and now I kind of want to return back to that in 2024, because that's who I am. I don't like the fluff, and I realize that fluff can sell, but fluff is not really what's going to get you where you want to go at the end of the day. And I don't want to put fluff on your sandwich if you're having a fluffernutter or whatever, if you don't know what that is. It's like marshmallow fluff with bananas and peanut butter, okay? But I'm not interested in putting fluff on a sandwich. I'm more interested in seeing you get a result. And so this year for the podcast, instead of me just going into a rant or going into a topic that I feel really passionately about, I am intentionally taking the time to write down, bullet out, and create a structure and an outline for the episodes that I want to record. And so for this particular episode, intentionality, I want you to think about how you can become more intentional in 2024 and what steps you can take to see more intentional thought and more intentional action on your part. Because I feel like even though it takes maybe another 2 or 3 minutes longer than what it usually takes for you to just react and do, that intentionality piece is really what's going to get you the results that you're looking to receive. So I would definitely recommend taking the time to go through that question and answer it for yourself, because like I said, in the past couple of weeks, I've seen some tremendous results come in because of that intentionality. So now going back to the brief update on what's going to be happening in the podcast this year. In addition to more structure, more outlines, I'm not going to be don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, this is the topic, I'm going to read off my piece of paper and then, that's it. No, I am going to still add in more of my experience, more of what is currently going on, more details that I might not have included in my outline, but The only reason why I need the outline is so that I know exactly what I'm talking about and how to transition through it. And if you listen to some of my episodes to the end of 2023 there, you can tell that there's more structure to them and that there's a little bit more of a flow. And it's because I was outlining and taking the time to be intentional with my episodes. And that really bleeds into other things. So anyways, going back here to the podcast episodes, I'm going to be creating an outline. It'll probably be also updated into the show notes, because then that way you can kind of see what the tangibles are. And then you can also tune in if I didn't write down a specific point, and you can get that pointer and you could see like, oh yeah, it would be in the section of like 4 minutes to 6 minutes when she was talking about this particular bullet point, right? So that's the plan for 2024. I'm really excited about it. And, I'm really excited to share some stories with you going forward. I want to outline them on a piece of paper and be intentional with it, because there has been a lot that has happened in the last like 6 weeks. And it does all cohesively work together. It starts with that event that I went to out in California, and it leads all the way up into now. So that is why I am really being a little bit of a stickler about being intentional, because then you could see how all of it works together and plays together and acts cohesively. So I'm really excited for 2024. Again, I want to welcome you into 2024. I want to welcome you into your prosperity this year in 2024. If you're looking for financial prosperity, if you're looking for business prosperity, if you're looking for relationship prosperity, whatever that prosperity looks like to you, take the time today to be intentional and to define it. I want you to be super specific. I took like 10 to 15 minutes to be super specific with myself last night. I made 5 specific goals for 2024. I want to have a 7-minute, 45-second 2K or faster. I'm a rower, so I want to start to get my 2K time back. I want to get back into shape, and that's a good marker for me to judge if I'm getting back into fit shape. The second marker that I have is to serve 200 women in my business this year. The third marker that I have is to make $750,000 in my business this year. The fourth marker that I have is to be debt-free, completely debt-free by the end of the year. I have maybe $8,000 left in credit card debt and a couple thousand in student loan debt. So I want to get all of that all paid off, and I want to be debt-free by the end of this year. And the fifth marker that I have is to move into our first house together, basically like buy a house by the end of the year. So those are my 5 specific markers. I know that they're going to happen because this is the specific that I'm calling into my life. I know I'm going to show up and serve 200 women or more, at least 200 women. I know that I'm going to make $750,000 in my business this year. It's January 3rd. I've already made $77. Granted, you might think that it's not even close to $750,000. Yes, it is. That 77 is an indicator of the ball rolling and getting started. And that makes me so much more excited because the direction I'm going in actually lights me the fuck up. I love talking about it. And I'm excited to see how I can help these women who are going to come into my world. And for as far as my health and fitness goals go, that is something that has kind of been on the back burner just because I had my daughter and the pandemic, and I really want to get my fitness back. I do enjoy being physically fit, and I do enjoy working out. I love rowing, and I really want to get myself back out onto the water and in competitive shape again, because I really enjoyed competition and I really enjoyed going to nationals in 2019. And I'd like to see myself get back to that point in the next year. So I'm really excited for 2024. I hope you are too. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon.